We spend so much time on the Dental Practice Fixers podcast playing and talking about the wrong way to handle a potential new patient when they call your practice. But is there a right way to handle a potential new patient? One that will get that patient to schedule, maybe even refer some of their friends and family members? There absolutely is. And that's what we're going to be talking about on today's edition of the Dental Practice Fixers podcast featuring Mystery Shopper Calls. I'm Dr. Richard Madow, co-founder of the Madow Center for Dental Practice Success, and I'm really excited to be here with you today. We're going to talk about the right way to do things step by step. You can't lose. You can't miss. It's the no-brainer's no-brainer. Well, maybe not quite, but we're going to find out in just a second. Before we get to that, I just want to remind you to reference the show notes. We've got 5 really great practice building tips for you in there. So take a look at the show notes. If you can't reference the show notes for some reason, you should absolutely sign up for our newsletter. It goes out periodically, talks about some great tips for your practice, for your team. I'll update you on upcoming webinars and seminars and all kinds of cool things. So just go to madow.com/newsletter, madow.com/newsletter to sign up. And if you do, you will be entered into a drawing to win a Dental Practice Fixers coffee mug. What more could anyone want in the world than a Dental Practice Fixers coffee mug? I know I certainly want one, so I better subscribe to that newsletter right away. Okay, if you've been listening to or watching the Dental Practice Fixers for even a brief amount of time, you know that we always end every episode with a bunch of mystery shopper calls. And no one seems to get it right. So I've been getting a lot of emails, which, by the way, you can email me personally, Rich, R-I-C-H, at Madow, M-A-D-O-W.com. I'd love to hear from you. I read and answer every single email. So send me an email. I've got a bunch of them recently asking what is the best way to answer the phone at a dental practice. Is there kind of a flow chart or a system? And I say, yes, there is. I created one many years ago and named it after the great state of Alaska, a state that I was lucky enough to visit some time ago. I'd love to go back. If anyone from the Alaska dental meetings are listening, come on, invite me. I heard the banks are very fair there. Do you know what I'm talking about? There's no place like Nome. So I'd love to visit your beautiful state again and catch another big salmon like I did last time I was there. I think it's the only fish I ever caught in my life. So anyway, I'm talking about Alaska because I love acronyms. I'm the king of acronyms, the KOA. I like to camp also. And I created an acronym for the dental office flowchart called Alaska. And this works particularly well with potential new patients. And you may notice I always call them potential new patients because if they call and the phone is hung up, the phone call is ended, and you don't have that name in your appointment book, well, they are not a new patient. They're a potential new patient. So let's review the Alaska system, A-L-A-S-K-A. The phone rings. The first thing you do starts with the letter A, and I think we all know what that means. Answer. But answer in 1 or 2 rings. No voicemail. Unacceptable. I've talked about that a lot. Answer in 1 or 2 rings. After 3 rings, and certainly after 4, a potential new patient is kind of frightened, or they're nervous and anxious anyway. They're going to hang up. They think they called the wrong number. So answer the phone. 1 or 2 rings. How do we answer the phone? Thank you for calling Dr. Madow's office. This is Richard speaking. I can help you. I call so many offices where they just answer like, dental office, hold please. Hello, dentist. No, let's be a little bit enthusiastic and be patient friendly. Thank you for calling. Yeah, that's an old chestnut because it's kind, it works, it's nice. Thank you for calling Dr. Madow's office. Again, think of the new patient, nervous, anxious. Did they call the wrong number? Let them know right away that they did. Then identify yourself because you're going to be asking for their name in a second. Then the kind of kicker line at the end is just a little bit different. I can help you. It's just so much more fun and enthusiastic than how may I help you or saying nothing. And you will get great comments on that. People will say things like, oh, I'm so glad you could help me because I have an important question. Or even, I love the way you answer your phone, whatever. A stands for answer. Thank you for calling Dr. Madow's office. This is Richard speaking. I can help you. And now we are going to do something that starts with the letter L, and that is listen, but really listen. Sometimes these potential new patients can be yip, 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 yada, 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 just chatting. You want to hold the phone up in the air and roll your eyes, but really listen. Don't cut them off. Don't interrupt. Even though you know what they need, don't be rude. Let them talk. Again, I keep repeating this, but let's put ourselves in the mindset of the potential new patient. Some people are nervous and some people just talk when they're nervous. So let them get their spilkies out. But we're going to listen for some clues. Is this an emergency or not? Are we going to appoint them in the dentist schedule or in the hygienist schedule? You're listening, you're picking up clues, and now we're going to use those clues and maybe even appoint some more new patients. So for example, a potential new patient calls and they're talking and maybe ask a question or two and they say, oh yeah, I just moved to College Park, Maryland because my husband's a professor and he just got a great position at the University of Maryland. Boom. Okay, you're listening. You say, oh, that's so great. Congratulations. Welcome to town. Does your husband need an appointment? Also, so many of the faculty members at College Park come to us. We know your dental insurance inside and out. You know where we're located, right on Route 1. Let's get your husband in as well. So boom, just by listening, now you've doubled the amount of new patients. You've got 2 instead of 1. Then you're listening, and they say, oh, and by the way, I can't come in on Wednesdays. I drive carpool. Oh, what kind of carpool do you drive? Well, I got 2 little ones at Wellwood Elementary School. Oh, yeah, that school's right down the street. Great school. A lot of the faculty kids come, the whole same old blah, 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 blah. Do you know that we see children here? We love seeing children. We love seeing children here. Got to stress the truth in some offices there, right? Let's get your 2 kids on the schedule. Now, boom, just by listening, we've got 4 patients instead of 1. I should say 4 instead of 0 because most practices never get to the end and they schedule 0 patients. So we've got 4 patients instead of 0. Okay, A, L, we've answered, we've listened. Now, A and S are the next 2 letters. We're going to ask and we're going to solve. Now, you don't need to ask a million questions. I see all these offices, they keep a little notepad or a little iPad by the phone, and they've got like this questionnaire. How long's it been since you've been at the dentist? Now you're kind of embarrassing the patient. How long since your last full set of x-rays? They always say it's been a year. They have no idea what a full set of x-rays is. To them, a full set of x-rays is a 10-year-old over-duplicated, cone-cut, bite wing x-ray with a coffee stain on the overly duplicated, yucky mess. 2 and 4 bite wings is not a full series, but patients don't know that. They think it is. So why are we asking all these questions? Are you sensitive to hot? Are you sensitive to cold? When's the last time you did this? When's the last time you did that? Come on. We're going to do a full examination when they come in anyway. Why do we need to ask all these questions? Now, they may have a few questions here. This is the time where they're going to ask a few questions. They may say something like, how much is it for a cleaning? This is when you turn the call around and take charge. This is one of my favorite lines ever. If someone says, how much do you charge for a cleaning? Or how much do you charge for this? Or do you do that? Are you open Saturdays? Do you see kids? Do you do braces? Any variety of these questions that you've heard me ask a million times on the mystery shopper calls. You can say, oh, it sounds like you're looking for a new dentist. Is that correct? And they'll say yes. And they'll say, well, let me tell you about our practice. Boom! You are eons ahead of every single other dental practice in the world if you do that. You've turned the thing around. You've made it about them. Sounds like you're looking for a new dentist. Let me tell you about our practice. And of course, when I say you've made it about them, tell them the benefits, why they would love going to your practice, how great the doctor is, how caring the team is, all these excellent things about your practice, your elevator speech, so to speak. So you've turned the call around. Now, of course, this is where you are going to answer any questions they have. That's why I call it answer and solve. They called you with a problem. We're going to solve the problem. If they ask about insurance, about fees, about anything, we're going to give them a good, honest answer that gets them to take action, always stressing how great your practice is. And speaking of stressing how great your practice is, we've got one more letter before the final A. I'm sure you know the final A in Alaska stands for a point. But we've done A-L-A-S. Do you know what the K is? The K stands for kindness. 10 seconds of kindness. No one else does this. I guarantee you've never called a dentist or a physician or anyone's office where right before they're about to appoint you, or at least try to appoint you, they take it over the top by giving 5 seconds of kindness. I'm so glad you called. You will love it here. Dr. Jones is so gentle. She's up on all the latest high-tech and beautiful cosmetic dentistry, but still believes in that old-fashioned patient touch. And we're so great with all types of patients. Even nervous and anxious patients come here and they say they've never been to a practice like this one. Now, I'm just kind of saying this off the cuff. You can have a team meeting to develop your 5 to 10 seconds of kindness and say it all the time. Or if it's kids, we love seeing kids here. We've got a little play area in the reception area. They have so much fun here. They don't even realize they had a dental appointment. Let's get an appointment for your two brats. I mean kids, I mean children. I mean what? When's your birthday? So we've answered, listened, analyzed, and solved. Did I say ask and solve before? It's kind of the same thing. I've used either or for that second A. We've analyzed and solved. We've asked and solved any questions that we need to ask and analyze and solve. K, before we go for the appointment, we're going to give them 5 to 10 seconds of kindness. Now the final A is where we go for the appointment. Now, as you know, because you listen to the Dental Practice Fixers, we always ask for the appointment, but we don't say, would you like to make an appointment? Because then they can say no. We're going to offer 2 good times. We'd love to see you as a new patient in our practice. Now, this is where having dedicated new patient time on the schedule really comes in handy because you can blow their mind by offering the same day or next day appointments. How are they going to say no to that? If you give them too much time, they're going to chicken out or find another dental practice. So when we appoint, we're going to offer 2 good times, hopefully within a close frequency to where the patient called. So for example, we'd love to see you as a new patient in our practice. We can see you today at 4:30 p.m. or tomorrow at 11:30 a.m., which works best for you. We're going to offer 2 good times. If they can't take either of those, we're going to keep offering until they get on the schedule. They get all their contact information. That's essential, of course, but you know that already. But here's what you may not realize. Get all their contact information, even if they say they're not ready to make an appointment, because we can put them on our potential new patient late call list, where if we get a change in our schedule one day, we can call them and say, hey, it was great speaking with you a few weeks ago. We didn't get around to making your appointment, but we can see you at 11:30 a.m. today. I highly recommend you grab it. You can keep them in your contact list. You can call them a few weeks from now to see if they're ready to appoint. You can do anything if you have their contact information. If you don't, you can't do anything. So let's make sure we get all that. Wow, that's quite a system. The Alaska system. I guarantee you will get more new patients if you do nothing else but answer the phone every time it rings. 40 to 50% dental practice phones go to voicemail during regular business hours, so I can't stress that enough. Answer the phone when it rings. Use the Alaska system. Get them on the schedule. Whew, it's easy. You don't need to go to some institute and spend $50,000 over a year's time to get this training. It's simple. Alaska. How do we schedule more patients? I don't know. Alaska. Cracking myself up here because we are about to get to the mystery shopper calls, but I want to remind you that at the Madow Center and at thousands of dental practices to which we've recommended, we use Stacks for our credit card processing because they don't charge that nasty overage percentage, just a low, flat monthly fee. It's like a subscription. You pay a small amount every month. It doesn't change, and you don't have to pay that percentage for processing your credit cards that your patients love to pay with. So I've been talking about Stacks for a while. I was just actually talking to my personal Stacks rep and said, hey, can I offer our podcast listeners something a little better than saving money every month? Like, what could be better than that? He said, yeah, why don't we give them the first 2 months of their subscription at no charge? Wowie. Your first 2 months of your subscription for Stacks credit card processing at no charge. Go to madow.com/save right now to take advantage of it. madow.com/SAVE. And now it's time for some magical and mysterious, the magical mystery tour of the Mystery Shopper Calls. Now, I had a question today I don't think I've ever asked before. I wanted to see how people would react to this. I just said that I've got a little sensitivity. Is that normal? To see where people took this. Okay, let's go over to Command Central and we'll play call number 1.
Dr. office, how may I help you?
Hey, quick question for you, if you don't mind. I'm having like a little sensitivity in a couple of my teeth, just if something cold hits them, and then it goes away in like a second or two. Is that pretty normal?
No.
It's abnormal? Abby-normal?
Correct.
Okay, good. Okay, so what could that be a sign of, you think?
That you may need a root canal, that there may be a fracture in the tooth, that there may be a filling that is possibly loosening up if there's a filling in that tooth.
I see. Okay, that's quite a list. Great. Well, thank you so much for that information.
Did you want to make an appointment?
I don't know. I'm kind of scared now, so I'm not quite ready yet. But thank you for all that.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay, we'll give her a little credit. She did ask if I wanted to make an appointment, but if you notice, I kind of had to drag the call out to get her to ask. In the beginning, I said, I've got some sensitivities that normal. She just said, no, and then paused and said nothing. Then I had to say something. Well, what could it be? And then she starts like, she sounded like she was like a drill sergeant. Could be a fracture, could be a root canal, could be a cavity, could be hemorrhoids. I mean, she's like giving this list. Finally, I kind of begged to stay on the call, and at the very end, she asked if I wanted to make an appointment, but I thought she was quite unfriendly. I didn't like her persona. She didn't, she didn't do it for me, but we'll give her a little credit because she did ask for the appointment. Okay, let's keep rocking. See what happens here.
Thank you for calling. This call will be recorded for quality assurance.
Oh, sure.
Good morning. Thank you for calling Dental. How can I help you?
Hey, I have a question for you. I noticed that one or two of my teeth are just like a little sensitive to cold things. Is that pretty normal?
Mm-hmm.
It's normal.
Well, you could have a cavity.
Yeah.
You could definitely have a cavity.
Like, yeah, like if ice cream hits it, it just it feels just a little cold. I noticed, especially like cherry Garcia flavor more so than vanilla. I'm not sure why, but yeah. So so it could be a cavity, but could be just nothing out of the usual.
No, I think it definitely is a cavity because have you ever gotten your teeth whitened before?
Teeth whitened? No, they're pretty white. I never thought I'd get them whitened.
Okay. Yeah, no, because with teeth whitening, it usually causes sensitivity as well. But it's not normal, but it can definitely be a cavity. So, and it's uncomfortable, right?
I mean, it just lasts for like a second or two. It's nothing horrible. That's why I thought maybe it was just within the realm of normality,
Yeah, no. I definitely feel like it could be a cavity, for sure. Have you ever been here to our office before?
No, I haven't.
Would you like to schedule an appointment to have it checked out?
That sounds like a good plan, actually. Let me check with my schedule. I'll get back with you and let you know. But I do appreciate that, and I will. Yeah, but that sounds like it will be a good idea. So thank you so much.
All right. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Give us a call back, okay?
Right on. Thanks.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.
Give us a call back. No patient ever did, but I like how it went from it's probably nothing to, it's definitely a cavity. The flow of the call within like a minute and 30 seconds, it changed from it's definitely nothing to it's definitely a cavity. As you know, I don't it's bad enough I'm annoying these people at their offices. I don't take it really far and actually get my name on the schedule because that would take more time and then I have to call back and let them know it was a mystery shopper call, et cetera, et cetera. That's just not the way I do it. But she did ask for the appointment and I could have scheduled it and that would have been great. But as you'll notice, even the offices that do the right thing and ask for the appointment, even though they don't do it in the fashion I like, we'll give them some nice credit here. They never, ever even attempt to get my contact information. So if she wanted to reach out to me in a few weeks and say, hey, are you ready to appoint? No idea how to. Never, ever, ever. All right, let's keep moving on here.
Daniel, how can I help you?
I have a question for you. I'm having a little sensitivity on like one or two of my teeth, just like something cold hits it. Is that pretty normal to have just be a little sensitive to cold like that?
Sometimes. It depends on how sensitive it is. It's best take a look, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'd
say it's about like a 3.5.
Okay. Yeah. When was the last time you saw the dentist?
Oh, probably about 7 or 8 months ago.
Okay, so it's good that you will if you come in, we'll do an exam on it after we see the X-ray, especially because the last time you saw the dentist was about 7-8 months ago. something can have developed within that period of time that we might have not seen before. So if you want, we can bring you in for an exam and some X-rays, and then doctor can take a good look at it and see if there's any issues going on or anything like that.
Wow, that's really nice. That sounds like a good plan. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna have to check with my schedule too, but I will call you back and let you know. And thank you so much for offering that.
While you wait, if you want to try some sensitivity toothpaste and see if that helps.
Okay. Well, is there like a certain brand? I'm not familiar with that.
No, just go to the store, Walmart or Target, something like that, and you can find on the description of the toothpaste, it says sensitive, for sensitivity or anything like that. And
great. Well, thank you so much.
If that doesn't take it away, then you have to get the dentist, have to take a look at that.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm due to come in anyway, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, you have to see it every 6 months, so you're due for another checkup.
Right. Good. Well, thank you so much for the advice.
All righty. Have a good one.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
All right. I don't know. She tells me I need to come in. Then she says, well, if you don't want to come in, just try some sensitivity toothpaste. I'm not a fan of giving any kind of clinical advice over the phone, even something as simple as try Sensodyne or a sensitivity toothpaste. And especially because this patient made it clear they were overdue for their exam and prophy. I think she should have just gone for the appointment. She's punting. I'm going to get some Sensodyne, kind of forget about it. Months will go by. I just don't think it's a good plan clinically and practice management-wise. What if anyone else is going to do that? Let's find out.
Hello, and thank you for calling Family Dental. To continue in English, please press 1. Para continuar en español, marque el número 2. Hello, if you are a new patient, please press 1. If you are an existing patient, please press 2. For all other calls, please press 3.
Family Dental.
Hey, got a question for you. I noticed a little sensitivity in my teeth, like if something cold touches it, it just is like a little sensitive for a second or two, and then it goes away. Is that pretty normal?
Yes. You have any treatment done lately?
No. Everything's just been completely steady. No treatment.
Oh, okay. All right. So you should try the Sensodyne toothpaste. That should help.
That should help. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm kind of a sensitive person, so I don't know if that is any correlation to that.
So that might be the problem. But if it gets worse, then you can come see the doctor.
Okay, and I can get that like at Walmart or Target or 3 letters, something like that. Great. OTC. Thank you so much for that advice. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. You have a good day.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, you got some sensitivity. Just go try some toothpaste. If it gets worse, come and see us. That is not the way to handle that call. Get the patient in and do an examination. What if something real is going on here? What if the patient calls it sensitive, but is actually something else? I mean, come on. Get the patient in there. I don't like that. Also, it was like triple voicemail. I don't know what you call it, those voice menus. I was watching the timer. It took 33 seconds before she picked up. It's when the opening statement about the recording the call, I think, and then the English and Spanish, and then if it's a new 33 seconds, most people would have hung up. So way too long to get to a human being in a dental practice, in my opinion. Okay, let's do a couple more of these, just for fun.
Office.
Hi, of course, question for you. My teeth are a little bit sensitive to cold in a few areas. Is that a pretty normal thing? It doesn't seem like any big deal. Just if something cold hits them, it's like a little zing and then goes away.
I would say like any sign of sensitivity could be a sign of something going on with the tooth. It's definitely not normal to be having sensitivity.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, not normal. Okay. That sounds...
Yeah, your teeth shouldn't be sensitive to hot or cold. Could be like weak enamel or something like that, or maybe like something's happening under the surface. Like it could be a number of things.
Okay.
Could just be about getting like a better toothpaste or mouth rinse or something like that.
I was thinking if there would be like a good toothpaste for that.
Usually Sensodyne is very good.
Sensodyne. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
That's usually what people use when they have sensitive teeth. It like helps build up your enamel. If it's not like a cavity or something. Like if it's like something minor like that. But if it's a cavity, then you would have to get that checked out probably.
I see. But if it's not a cavity, you can just build up the old enamel with that toothpaste, huh?
Yeah, and you could see if do you use like whitening strips or anything like that?
No. I don't even know what that is. No.
Yeah, so it could just be that, like your enamel's worn down, like maybe from acidic foods or coffee or really anything. It could.
Yeah, I do like coffee.
Yeah, it could be from that because coffee like eats away at the enamel and like stains the teeth.
Oh wow! Do you think like Starbucks coffee is worse? Because I don't know, it's so strong. That might be worse for your teeth.
Probably just if it has a lot of sugar and stuff like that.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. A lot of good information. Well, Go ahead.
If you want to just try out the Sensodyne, that's like very good. And then if the problem like persists, you can always call us and we could try to get you in to get checked out. But sensitivity.
Yeah, that sounds like a great plan. No, and I'm kind of a sensitive person too, so it makes it doubly worse.
Tooth pain is the worst thing ever, in my opinion.
Ever. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you took the time to give me such great advice. Thanks.
Yeah, of course. You're welcome.
Okay. Bye now.
Have a great day. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Yeah, I liked her. She was really mellow. She gave a lot of information. She gave some misinformation. She had me on the phone for 3 minutes. 3 minutes, and then at the end just said nothing about having me come in to have the dentist look at this. Let's not brush stuff off, no pun intended. Tooth sensitivity, it's oftentimes no big deal, but sometimes it is a big deal. And I'd say these people that called, that was me in disguise, most likely way overdue for an exam and prophy anyway. And they called your office out of all the offices in the world. Why not even make the attempt to get them in? A couple did, I think, but most didn't. I think we're going to have to wrap this episode of the Dental Practice Fixers on that note. Hey, if you want to find out more about what we do at the Madow Center, check out Madow.com, Madow.com. If you love the Fixers, please give us a good review, a 5-star thumbs up, even write some commentary. That way, other dentists across the world can share this practice building information and enjoy it just like you do. So let's do a favor to all of our lovely colleagues out there, our dentists and team members, and just take a second to give us a good rating and a little review if you have another second more. Send me an email, rich@madow.com, rich@madow.com. I'll see you soon. I'm Dr. Richard Madow, co-founder of the Madow Center for Dental Practice Success. Thanks for listening to or watching the Dental Practice Fixers. See you soon. Bye.